Hello guys, welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation. Welcome to the channel that brings you your team every single day. All the latest goings on at Ibrox here for free, for nothing. All you got to do is hit that sub, ring that notification bell, guys. First of all, I'm going to start with a huge thank you from the channel. We hit 850,000 views as of yesterday. So thank you so much for your phenomenal support. Channel's on over 3,500 subscribers as well as we move towards that 4,000 subscriber mark. That's what we want to get to next, I'm sure, with your support. And, the fact that I think it's about 60-70% of people who watch the channel don't actually subscribe yet. So please hit that sub, ring that notification bell, guys. It does help. Well, we're going to talk, obviously, about the game yesterday. We're going to talk about the week upcoming for Rangers. And we're going to talk about what we see as a change in Rangers, a real change in Rangers, isn't it, over the last sort of week and a bit. Now, you know what, like I said on the pod last night, if you'd said to me that was the same team that lost to Aberdeen before the international break, and that was Michael Beale's players and Michael Beale's team, then I thought you were absolutely crazy, because to me it looked like very much a different team. And we've got to kind of, I think, in the cold light of day, we've got to kind of put it in some perspective. Yes, it was a good performance. And I think, Phillipe Clement had it absolutely spot on with what he said. In his post-match presser, and if you haven't had a chance to catch the press conference yet, go and check it out, guys. Go and check it out. It's a really good listen, and Clement comes across so well, and he speaks so well. In how he talks and what he says. He is a phenomenal communicator with the media, and absolutely spot on with what he said. And one of the things that really stood out for me in what he said was, he was asked a question. He was asked, was he impressed with the game? That's what he was asked. Was he impressed? And the what he got and what he said was very remarkable for me. He said, impressed is a big word. I'm happy about the result. I'm happy that the seeds that we planted this week and in 2 days or days before, with the guys who are here, they've started to flower. That was what he said. Now, it was really interesting. In the comment that he said, and he said, he said, the most important thing for me, he says, was the reaction after losing the ball, after missing a chance. Our reactions were good in the crucial part in this modern football. And he's 100% correct with that. For me, Rangers today, they had a more intensity, they had a more passion, a more fight, a more desire to go and get the ball back after they lost it. And then when they did have it, they had a high pressure, a good intensity, a good energy. He was asked about, the performance like that, giving him a lot of confidence for the next few weeks. And he talked about the fact that, he said, like a honeymoon, everything is new. And we need to confirm this in the next few weeks, months. He said, he said that's what we need to see. He said, we need to see this growing over time. That was absolutely spot on. He talked about players coming back from injury. He talked about the fact that, he wanted to get the players back to a physical level. And for me, one of the things that came across in, what he said, and in Cyril Dessers, and we'll talk about Dessers' press conference as well, and we'll talk about the Dessers arc that hopefully he is on, was he talked very much about fitness and getting the players physically fit, physically strong, and physically ready to go. And there seems to have been a real, lack of sharpness, lack of fitness, and that's contributed not only to the lackadaisical play and the lack of energy and oomph to Rangers play, but also to the number of injuries we've sustained. And Cyril Dessers said in his press conference as well, as about the different demands and the increase in fitness expectations under the new manager. Which for me was pretty good, pretty interesting comment, and really does sort of not only raise questions over Michael Beale's ability to organise a team and give a team a structure, which we had today, guys. Isn't it amazing seeing a team with structure? But not only that, but his ability to get players fit as well. I'm really pleased with what we saw today, and it's a great start. But as Phillipe Clement himself said in his post-match presser, it's just the start, isn't it? It's just the beginning. It's just where we're at now. We've got to continue this journey forward. We've got to continue to develop. We've got to continue to improve. And what was encouraging for me as well was the fact that he talked about the fact that there's still a lot that needs to be improved. There's still a lot that we can do to get better and then repeat this week after week after week. And not just do it on a one-off basis. And that's one of the things you really need to see from Rangers. We haven't seen that for a while now, for 2-3 years, where Rangers have been able to put together a whole series of results. And it does seem like Phillipe Clement has that as a clear goal for him. He did very, very well. And I'm like I said, and today what was encouraging again was the energy, the forward motion, the constant thought of going forward, attacking, moving forward. And the lateral and sideways passing was for a purpose. Under Beale, the lateral and sideways passing never had a purpose, did it? It was just boring. Whereas it seemed to be today that it was limited, but when it was used, it was to pull Hibs forward, pull them wide, and then go forward and attack. And I thought the players did really, really well today. Phillipe Clement, it is a fantastic start for him as a manager. And how great was it to see a manager with some passion and some heart on the sidelines, giving it a come on. And, really showing that. I mean, as a player, if you see your manager like that on the sideline, celebrating a goal like that, and, when something's going well, giving you encouragement, when something's not going well, giving you the bollocking that you need, it will surely inspire you to do better. And the man on the other side of the screen there, Abdallah Sima, wasn't he fantastic today, guys? And look, I really hope we can come to some agreement with Brighton to secure him on a permanent basis. It may cost a lot of money, but it's worth it. 9 goals this season. It's scoring in a run of games now, on a run in terms of his goal scoring. If we can get one of Dessers or Danilo or both to start scoring as well, and they can get 15, 20 goals in a season, with him chipping in 15 goals as well, I think, or even more, 20 now, I think he's more than capable within his reach. This is exactly what we need from our forwards, and he was brilliant today, but it wasn't just his goal scoring today, and both his goals were great, don't get me wrong. It was his ability to when he got the ball, to go at his defender, take him on, try and create things, as well as obviously trying to score goals. And look, Searle has scored today. I mean, fantastic. Yes, let's get one thing right. The goal was created by the genius that is Mr. Todd Cantwell. I'm going to talk about Todd in a minute. Now, Todd played a phenomenal pass through for Searle Dessers to score. And look, fair play to Searle Dessers. Look, yes, I've been on his back. Yes, I've criticised him and called him out because he has been poor to this point, hasn't he? He has been poor. But it was a good finish. It was a really good finish. Cool, calm finish through a player's legs into the lower corner. And the relief on Dessers' face after he scored was evident. And to see him come off, get an ovation from the fans, and Phillipe Clement said something to him as well when he came off, and I know Philippe has been spending time with him one-on-one and talking to him about having to work hard, and if he works harder, then it will come. And this man, what a pass! I mean, go back and look at it if you can. He goes across, he draws defenders in, and then he just slips this little perfect pass into Dessers. He looked great when he came on. He really did, and having him back is going to be such a boost. And hopefully he'll be in a position where he is able to start on Thursday against Sparta Prague. But look, like I said, I've called Searle Dessers out. Let me get one thing. I do not hate him. And I know some people have insinuated that. And look, I don't. He's not one. I do hate people in my life, but there's groups of people I don't like and hate, like that lot across the city. But I don't hate him. And look, if he comes good and if he scores goals, I'm not going to be disappointed because what I want at the end of the day is I want victories for this team. And if he is scoring goals, then we are winning games. I want all Rangers players to play well. I want all Rangers players to succeed. And if he proves me wrong, fantastic. I would love to come on here and apologise to him and eat my own words, because it means he's scoring goals and it's good for the club. And that's what I want at the end of the day. What is good for this club, which is to win games. Like I said, relief today that he scored a good goal. He missed a few half chances. He did work hard today. Fair play to him. But on the whole, look, like I said, I hope he does make meeting words. I hope he does go on to score a lot of goals. Fascinating after match press conference as well. Going away and have a watch of that one, obviously as well. Now, Rangers move on now, and the idea now is we've got to really back this up on Thursday and then on Sunday. Now, on Thursday, Rangers travel to Prague for their next Europa League game, and after that disastrous result away in Limassol, there is really a need to get a result away in what's going to be a tough game. Prague are in great form in their domestic league. They've won their last 3-4 games. At the time of recording, they sit second, a point behind the league leaders Slavia, but with a game in hand. I think they played Dynamo today. They've done really well. Last time out in the Europa League, they lost 2-1 to Betis, so that every team in this group now has a victory. And this is a game we've got to go and get something from. And I think, we've got to kind of take this positive bounce that we're on. And we've got to win. That's what we've got to do. We've got to continue this positive curve that Phillipe Clement has got us on, continue to develop this, and a victory is imperative. And obviously, we'll build up to that on the channel as we build towards Thursday, bring you some previews and some more insight into that. Then our next league game on Sunday is back at Ibrox against the other half of Edinburgh, which is Hearts. Fortunately, Alex Lowry will not be allowed to play in that game as he's on loan from Rangers. We're really hoping that today Hearts can do us a favour and get something from Celtic at a game at Tynecastle. I do wish Hearts all the best today against that lot from across the city, as I wish any team that play them all the best, and we hope they can do something. But again, this will be a tough game. Last time Hearts came to Ibrox, it was a weird situation, wasn't it? But with us saying goodbye to those 5 players, and they got a draw, and fair play to them. Shankland on the night played really well, and we kind of gave them that equaliser and just didn't play very well at all. But it's going to be a tough game next Sunday, and again, we'll build up towards that. We will be live streaming it here on the channel and bringing you that game live here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. But look, I am optimistic. I am feeling very positive about this club and very positive about the future under Phillipe Clement. I know it's only a game, and I know we've got to put into perspective that it's only been one game. But for me, as someone who watches a lot of football, seeing where we were at, you've got to be encouraged by what we saw today. Really, really encouraged. He for me has sown some seeds and started on that development. And I think as long as we can continue that rate of development, as long as we continue to see this progress, this team is heading in very much the right direction. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about another thing that happened today. There was a pretty awful situation occurred at Ibrox today, where Hibs fans have left stickers and scrawlings in the away part of the ground, making fun of the Ibrox disaster. This is utterly unacceptable. Utterly unacceptable. To make fun of something that led to people dying. There's been disasters at football grounds. Of course there has. There was the Hillsborough disaster, Searle, the Ibrox disaster, the Bradford City fire. There's been a number of things that have led to people dying. And look, nobody should go to a football game and never come home. It's a football match. It's not a war. It's just a football match. And never should there be a situation where anyone goes to a game and doesn't come back. And those 66 people that died on the 2nd of January 1971, their families, a lot of their families are still feeling that loss today, and they still remember loved ones who died. They still remember people who died. And what's sad is you look at the people who died on that day, and one person, the youngest victim to die was at 9 years old. No life at all. Absolutely no life at all. There was 18-year-olds died. 31 teenagers, including one female victim, died. That's no age at all. 32 people aged between 10 and 19 died. That's people who had hardly began their life, hardly started their life. And it's not all Hibs fans. Don't get me wrong. It isn't all Hibs fans. It was just a small minority who've done this, who've made fun of people dying. They've made fun of kids dying. That is the sign of someone who is an utter scumbag. And You know, I really hope that whoever did this is found by the police, is identified by Hibernian, and is banned from every single football ground in Britain, and is never allowed to watch a football game again for the rest of their lives at a ground, and also is convicted of public order offence, which is what they've committed. And also, if they are employed in a job, that their employer sacks them on the spot for what they've done, because it is disgusting. It is out of order. It is just appalling that anyone could seek to make fun of people who died at a football match. I am appalled, absolutely appalled tonight. And it's not the way you want to talk about things on a video. You don't want to talk about this, but it's something I want to sort of bring to fans' attention that this has happened. And, you know, the club have shown their disgust in what happened. You know, the club have come out and condemned the actions of these fans. But not only that, but, you know, Hibs have also come out, and fair play to the club. You know, no matter what you think of Hibs, they've come out and condemned it as well. You know, it is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, Rangers said in a statement, Rangers condemn in the strongest possible terms the graffiti and stickers left by a section of Hibernian supporters at Ibrox this afternoon. The Ibrox disaster remains the darkest day in our club's history and continues to affect a number of families. And it was stickers with Ibrox on and 66. And Lizzie's in a box, written on a seat. 66 written on a seat. It was one small section, and it was absolutely disgusting. And like I said, I genuinely hope that these people are brought to justice. Well, guys, it's going to be another fascinating week following Rangers. Another, you know, week building up towards the Sparta Prague game on Thursday. Hopefully, like I said, we can continue to rate a development. It'll be interesting to see the press conferences that Phillipe gives this week. Hopefully, as well, we can get players back fit and good to go. Daniel will be available to play more minutes. Cantwell as well. And obviously our new signing, Jack Ryan, as well, will be also available for Thursday's game away in Prague. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. And what is a great day to be a Rangers fan, you know, as we've kind of been starting, hopefully, this rebirth of the club under Phillipe Clement. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that sub, ring that notification bell. And as always, on the way out, there are two things I always need you to do for me. Number one is smash the like. And number two is remember, we are the people.